I just want to document some encounters with health service professionals over the last couple of days. And sadly, most of my work at the moment I'm publishing as unlisted, as it's either, uh, likely to get censored, or I'm feeling the heat of, I don't want to hurt this one, I don't want to hurt that one. Is this my BPD kicking in, and so on? But look, let me just document this. Like yesterday, I went to the doctor's because I did some gardening without gloves on Friday, and I got a rose thorn embedded and a clipper cut. Stupid. But so I thought it was a simple thing. When we were little, if we got a splinter, that was one of my dad's jobs. There were a few jobs he did, but like one was polishing your shoes for mass on Sunday. He spent 25 years in the Royal Air Force. And two was extracting splinters. And so I had a splinter in my hand, and I tried to take it out with tweezers and needle and all sorts of remedies to no avail. And so I took advice and went to the nurse, and she just said, I can't dig around in that. I don't think our insurance would cover that. Maybe you should go to the emergency department. Maybe they would. She said, let me just ask the doctor. And then in comes the doctor, about whom I'd made a complaint. Off the record, I didn't want any results from it, but I just documented that she was very rude on the phone. And she comes in a wheelchair. So I don't know if she's permanently disabled or whatever, but I was just like, oh, hello. Oh, nice to meet you. I put in a complaint about you. And she's like, oh yeah, use this, go and buy some blah blah for a poultice. I'm like, okay. And then I just said, well done, fair play. And she just looked at me. If looks could kill, I'd have keeled over. But then the nurse I want to talk about today, I contacted safeguarding because my sisters were denying access to my father. And strangely, safeguarding appointed a social worker, but not to me, but to my father. And nonetheless, that social worker acted in good faith and arranged weekly access until I discontinued it. But I offered a gagging order for the duration of visiting my father weekly. I just said, look, I don't need to post about it online, And so that was a term and condition of visiting, which I suspended after a few months. And then my father's social worker, who I had accessed, but strangely got allocated to the perpetrator, one of the perps in my life, but understandably, apparently vulnerable because 95 and allegedly dying. But this social worker says to me, oh, you've posted online about, your father. And I said, I beg your pardon? No, I haven't. Show me the evidence. And he came back to me and said, oh, the Navan Hospital social worker said it, but he actually didn't give me the evidence. Why don't you contact him? So I did. I rang Navan Hospital today, and they said to me, oh, they were even surprised. They said, the social worker seems to have quit, and he's left a message saying he's no longer working for the hospital. And as far as I know, we've got no replacement. So then they put me through to human resources. And this lady said, I'm primarily responsible for nursing staff, but the person that's responsible for social work staff is out with COVID. And I said, well, presumably as HSE staff, he's fully vaccinated. So that's strange. And I said statistics are indicating that, the hospitals are full of COVID patients who are triple vaccinated. And she's like, we're just decimated. We've just got nobody here. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we're literally working on a skeleton staff. Everybody's wiped out with COVID. And she didn't deny that they were all vaccinated. So I suggest it's not COVID at all. It's vax out fallout. But I just ended up by saying to her, you know what? She said, I will contact the person that's in charge of hiring and firing social workers. And, as soon as he's back and, I'll get... And I said, look, do me one favour. Just tell him and your colleagues, please don't take any more boosters. And she didn't argue one bit. She just said, thank you so much. The health board is awakening, I promise you. I promise you. They know they're all vaxxed to keep their jobs and boosted for whatever reason, and they are dropping like flies. Pray for the health service.